Hello, welcome to the fourth session of cybersecurity basics. Until now, we've learned through the first three sessions, we've learned about basics of cybersecurity. We've learned about malwares. In last session, we also learned a little bit about some of the major cyber attacks that are happening. This session, we are going to learn a little bit about how a search engine works and what is deep and dark web, which is very relevant in the cybersecurity world, right? So this is a session that is going to actually tell you some of the startling benefits of having a deep web, and even the percentages. You'll probably be amazed that the internet itself is such a vast field, but only a little percent of it is actually the internet. So majority of the portion of whatever is happening online is all deep web and dark web. So what is it and why are we not able to access it? Let's learn through this session. Again, I will introduce myself. My name is Mayur. I've been into this field for last 18 years, and this is my attempt to teach people a little bit of nuances about what the cybersecurity world is and why it is very important for us to know all of these basics. Right? So let's just look at first how a search engine works. Right? A search engine we all use, right? We've been using Google for so many years now. We've used Yahoo, we've used Bing, maybe you've used some other search engines. But have you ever wondered how a search engine works? Let us take Google, for example, right? There are just three stages in which Google operates. Obviously, it seems very simple to us, but then there's a complex algorithm that operates in three different stages. So what are these Google's stages, right? The first thing Google does when we put a query on Google search page, right? Let's say, for example, I search, I want to know basics of cybersecurity. So Google will start its background work by the first instruction that goes to is to its crawlers, or what you can also call bots. What these bots do, they search the all visible internet or the surface web, or it is also called as clear web, right? These are the pages which are accessible to people like us using Google's algorithm, or for that matter, any other search engine's algorithm. Which are these pages? These are the pages that are meant to be discovered, right? Your company website, uh, whether it's a bank, it's a website, your blogs, and so basically the first page of the website that everybody wants to know, because that is like the introduction. It's like your own passport picture, or for that matter, it's like your house. You want to say, oh, this is the apartment I stay in. So the apartment is visible, the main gate is visible, the door is visible, right? That's the surface of the apartment. Just like that, there's a surface of the internet websites. So Google's role is based on our query. It starts searching these surfaces of these internet websites. The second thing it does is it does the indexing. How does it do? It starts analyzing what is there inside those pages, the images, text, videos, what all things, and whether it is relevant or not, right? So if I have just added cyber security, then cyber security, that word could be anywhere. I might have somebody might have written just that word and probably written a romantic story. Was that relevant? Probably not, right? So Google will do all these things to index it, and this indexed data is served in Google's databases, which is like really very very large kind of a database, right? And then it throws the search engine in front of you. You see the Google search, the moment you search something, you have some 10-15 listings on your screen, and the whole world actually is grappling for that space on the first screen. So the whole programming, the search engine optimizations, everything goes so that your indexed page appears on the first page, right? Google also charges money for it. There are advertising agencies who charge money for it, and companies pay millions of dollars just to be there on the first page. So that's how Google search engine works. In the this similar story, I'm explaining using a graphic. So the moment you query something, a user queries something, let's say I have written what are basics of cybersecurity. So Google's crawlers will start working, They will start crawling the visible web pages, which is on the surface web. They will analyze it and store it in the index boxes. Now, when my query reaches the index boxes, the stored data goes back, and based on the ranking algorithm of Google, it will show me the results. So that's how Google, or for that matter, that's how any internet search engine works. Now let's move on and go to the main topic today we have, which is what is a deep web. Can you imagine that whatever you search on the internet, on Google or Yahoo, is only about 4% or maybe maximum 5% of the total content available on the internet? Can you imagine that? So where is the remaining 95%? Almost 90% of the content is your deep web. So what exactly is deep web? See, as per the definition given by what is a deep web, is basically an umbrella term, right? It's a part of the internet that is not accessible using your search engines. You cannot search it on Google. So you would say, how can that be 90% of the content, right? That's because these websites are the ones which are purposely hidden from the internet facing world. For example, I have a Netflix subscription, right? When I go to netflix.com, what it shows me is the amount of movies and all that is available on the Netflix website. But if I subscribe, log into my account, it takes me to my account, movies that I am allowed to watch or I have paid money for. And based on that, it will give me all the content. It will have my data. It will have my credit card details. I don't know what else, all my browsing history, everything will be there, right? This is my own, my personal one, right? So that is actually a deep web. It is not accessible from the internet. It is accessible only when you have a specific access to that private space of mine. It's like your own bedroom, right? So when you see a house, you see a main door and a gate. If you have an access, you get inside. But in the inside also, you see a certain things that as a guest you are allowed. And if you are a part of that house, then obviously you can roam around. So that is actually a deep web. Now you understand why 90% is inside deep web, because what you see on the surface web is only the gate, the face, whereas the entire house inside is a deep web, right? Now, why are we using deep web? What is the relevance of this technology, deep web? Right? So deep websites include all the webmails, online bankings, cloud storages. There are social media pages that you don't want your friend or somebody else to do. These are the private pages that you have created. There are web forums. Everything that needs a registration, or if it is applicable, it needs a payment, a subscription, or something to be bought. All of that is on deep web. Now, what is dark web? So dark web basically is a small part of deep web itself, which actually it's the content that is there on dark nets. I mean, even in deep web, there are a lot of things that are actually legitimate and not really illegal. Uh, but in the dark web, even using your internet, normal internet and normal login credentials, you can't reach. That is what is dark web. Again, I'll come back to the house example. What you see, surface web is the gate and the door. You get inside, that's your house, you roam around, that's your deep web. Within your house, if you have a safe house, right, or a safe where you have kept your money, your jewelry and all that, or there's some small room which you're not allowed to access, that is your dark web. So this is the subset of deep web. And typically accessing dark web needs a different kind of a browser, which is called as a Tor browser. Tor, the full form is the onion router. Why is it called the onion router? The dark web is layers on layers after layers on layers, right? So you can't really get to the deepest point without breaking a lot of layers. An Onion browser actually works in a similar manner. So when you are accessing even the normal internet using Onion browsers, the IPs jump from a place to the other, and then there are some proxies available, which basically makes your journey untraceable. At the same time, you will not be able to trace where even the destination websites are. So it's a very complex mechanism into the dark web. And the Onion browser basically is a freeware. It's a project that is run as a Tor project. And anyway, we can get into those details later. Just know that it is called as dark web because it's layer after layer after layer. Now, what is the difference between deep and dark web, right? Deep web and dark web sound similar. These are also those same corners of your house which are otherwise not accessible from the internet, right? So they are sometimes used interchangeably, but they are not exactly the same. So everything on the internet that where you need a special access mechanism to get in is called as deep web, whether it is your Facebook account that is user ID password, your Netflix account, your bank account, which cannot be indexed, which means the content inside those cannot be found by Google. But if you have an access ID and password, you can reach them. The whole of these things are called as a dark web. A deep web. A dark web actually is inside deep web, intentionally hidden. There are certain corners, even we have such secrets, right, in our life. So there are 90% of the things probably everybody knows, but there's some 10% you've kept hidden from other people and you don't want people to know it. And if somebody wants to access that, then obviously they have to be really close to you, which means they've taken a lot of efforts. So even our personality is like that, right? Layer after layer after layer after layer. So that's how a dark web is. And it's a hotbed of criminal activities, obviously. Yes, because that's what that's where we cannot reach. That's where a lot of people, 99% of the people who use internet are not able to reach to that place. So that's why somewhere hidden, somewhere discreet, it is where you will find things like stolen credit card data. I don't know, people buy, deal drugs, guns, counterfeit money. And I've heard that you can even hire a hacker uh, to to hack computers. So it's a world that you don't want to go. It's like what you call underworld, right? The mafias. Dark web is that for you in the internet or the cyber scheme of things. Having said that, it is also say that not everything is illegal on the dark web. There are things that are intentionally hidden because they're like secret societies of the internet. And just like we have Facebook, the dark web, it is said, also has a similar social network called as a black book, or it's also called the Facebook of Tor. Same thing, let's look at more graphically, image courtesy from Cyberblog. So what you see on the surface web are these websites such as Google, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. In deep web, we have some of these things such as medical records, illegal documents, private forums, and on the dark web, as we saw, these are all that's the hotbed of criminal activity and illegal trade and illegal activities. So what you see on the surface is pretty much smaller. What you see below is far, far more and far, far deeper than what's there on the internet. Right? So what do we do the next session? That's how we learned about deep and dark web. What are we going to do in the next session? We will be learning about a concept of zero trust. This is again another cybersecurity concept, and in the next session we'll try to touch base on this. You might have heard a term called never trust, always verify, right? So as the cyber world is getting more and more complex, there are more and more hacking activities and everything bad happening on the internet. That's the mantra for cybersecurity today. Never trust, always verify. What will it be? Let's look at zero trust in the next session. Thank you for watching the session on deep and dark web and how an internet search engine works. If you like it, please comment, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you. Bye bye.